we've got Miss Sandra even too. I have some cool stuff I wanted to go over with you guys on the Chris Voss thing. You guys all know who Chris Voss is, right?
Yeah, I read his book.
So it's a pretty cool little just
I was
video I wanted to run.
Mark, I was actually thinking about taking one of his courses. It's like $100. You think it's worth it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do think it would be worth it. You know, there's that book. I listened to it a couple times. Well, no, I don't, just once actually. But going back over it, man, there's so much good stuff in that book. So I wanted to just run this real quick, like 5-minute video that I got on it, which is like about mirroring. So you guys okay? We play this real quick. It's 4:27.
Yeah. Let's do
All
it.
right. It's just, let's see, I got it. Oh, hold on. Gotta share my screen. All right, here we go. This is pretty cool little thing.
Guys, we're talking about mirrors today. Jedi mind trick. The last 1 to 3 words are the important 1 to 3 words. Listen to these examples to see how crazy it is that this stuff works. The quickest, easiest, simple bailout skill that will never fail you, never fail you. Especially when you're thrown off, when you're off track, when you've lost your emotional bearing. Mirrors are there for you. They work with the least amount of brain power. That's why they're always there for you. So we're preparing for one of these trainings in a very early day. No, it wasn't one of these trainings, but it was our training in our very early days.
Yeah, corporate training.
And we're supposed to put together notebooks. Actually, we're supposed to put together 3-ring binders. But in my head, those terms are synonymous. And he's putting this stuff together. And I asked him if he's got the notebooks ready. And he knows we're supposed to be putting 3-ring binders, and I'm saying notebooks. He doesn't know what's in my head, actually. You know, are you thinking something like this when I say notebooks? You know, who knows? But, you know, this could be this is not a 3-ring binder, is it? This is not a 3-ring binder. I don't know. I don't know what's the matter with him. I don't know why he can't read my mind. But anyway, so I say, are the notebooks ready? And he goes, what do you mean by notebooks? So what do I say? Yeah, exactly. Goddamn notebooks, right? You say it's much clearer then, right? Because the word notebook is so self-explanatory that if you don't understand exactly what I mean because I choose my words so well, then you're an idiot. It's the same way I ask for directions when I'm in Paris. What do you mean you don't know where the Eiffel Tower? Where's the Eiffel Tower? You know, I only say it again louder. So he mirrors me. He goes, notebooks? I go, yeah, 3-ring binders. And, you know, that's why the mirrors are the great bail you out of the corner tool. Somebody's not on the same sheet of music. It's either you or it's them. A quick mirror always causes people to restate it another way. It's especially effective with assertives because we figure if you're unclear, we just need to talk more.
This is Chris again. Hey, listen, I got a couple of questions I need to ask you. We've got a van out here, a blue and gray van. We've been able to get a handle on the owners of all the vehicles out here, except this one in particular. Do you know anything about it?
Well, other vehicles not out there because you guys chased my driver away.
We chased your driver away?
Well, when he seen the police, he cut.
This mirror tool, one of the negotiation techniques, you know, from the FBI 8, you know, there are 8 specific techniques that we used in hostage negotiation. The mirror tool is one of those ways to innocuously get them to either repeat it or expand on it.
Get them to either repeat it or expand on it?
Right.
Is that what you just said?
Right.
Did I just do it?
You know what? You did. It was perfect.
So, I love that. That's it right there. You see how he just did it to him, and he's the one teaching that stuff, you know? It's like just by just saying the last 3 words that the person just said is like then you get a whole different, reply. But I mean, he did it. So that goes on, it kind of goes on there, and he just talks about, like, the guy actually does it to him again in that same conversation, and he didn't even realize that he was doing it to him again. So it's pretty freaking good stuff. So I mean, it's a really good technique to just kind of, when you get stuck on something. So let's say you did something where you were doing something on talking about a lease option, and then they say, well, I'm not sure what do you mean, and then you come back and you say, well, you're not sure what I mean, like that's an example of one or two or a bunch of different ways that we can do it. So I was thinking maybe we could try a few calls and work a little bit on a little bit of the mirroring a little bit too, just to practice, right? Like just do practicing. Miss Sandra, what's up?
Hi guys.
How are you? Great to see you.
I've been MIA, huh?
I miss you on the mornings, man. We need your energy.
Listen, I know. I'm definitely, it's not like I'm not doing stuff, but I've been trying to also take care of some stuff over here. But believe me, I'm making calls. I'm just not making calls at the same time as you guys and stuff like that. I actually just came back from riding my bike to pick up a contract that was sent to my mailbox. So I'm doing stuff. And I've been also trying to figure out a way to get back on Facebook.
Oh, hey,
so
I have a Connor. I'll have to hit you up.
I'm on it, but I just signed up under a fake account, but I don't know if they're gonna go ahead, and I had to ride my bike to another library further away.
So
I don't know if they're gonna.
Connor figured out a way to get out of Facebook jail. So I have a step-by-step instruction on how to do it. So I'll text you that. I'll text you the thing you have to do. I haven't done it yet, but hopefully today he's going to help me with that. It's kind of a long process, but it worked for him. So he is now out of Facebook jail. I think I told you that already, right?
Yeah, but Connor's lucky because he didn't get all the way. I think I'm all the way on the dark side. So.
Well, I think you could still do this. I think you can still do this through through that thing. So hit me up after this, and we'll we'll work on that a little bit. What do you got going on? Tell me what you got going on. I'm dying to hear where you're at, and are you gonna be screaming, ring that motherfucking bell again pretty quick here, or what?
I'm hoping so, but I don't want to speak too soon on it. So
more lots.
Yeah, more lots.
Cool.
More lots. So I don't want to speak too soon on it, but definitely I'm having the problem with the buyers. So that's another reason why I'm feeling I need to get back on Facebook, because some of these buyers, you just have to really vet them, really vet them. So
I agree.
And so that's what I'm doing right now is like now I've gone on, I've reached out to the realtors who were part of lot transactions. Because I've checked what the buyers are active. I check with the buyers that are not active. So then my third step is reaching out with the realtors,
Okay. Right.
And then I'm thinking also is that I need to add a Facebook component to it, because there might be some buyers that are on Facebook, but I didn't snail them. You know what I mean? When I pulled the list out of PropStream. So I'm thinking that's another avenue that I'm missing too, is that Facebook one. But
yeah, I wish there was some other freaking way to not have to do Facebook, but I don't know. Can I ask you, what is the text that you use when you're when you're texting land buyers?
Oh, okay. So I find the buyers first before I find the lot.
Right.
Just to let you guys know, don't find a lot, because you might go ahead and pull a list of lots and it's a waste of time and there's no buyers in that area. So this is what I say, because I have it right here, because I was gonna go back and ride my bike back to the library and put this on Facebook. So I put on here off-market lot deal, and I put capital letter off-market lot deal. And I said, assignment contract for sale for lot located in 123 Main Street. lot size is whatever the lot size is. I put in the APN number is 2.2 da 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 da.
Mhm.
Lot is whatever number acres.
Right.
Price is whatever price you want to put.
Okay.
And then I put, please do your due diligence and let me know as soon as possible. Make your best offer.
Okay.
So that's
Well, yeah.
that's what I'm doing to buyers.
Okay. What
Uh,
about to sellers?
To
When you put-
sellers,
Yeah. What's your text to sellers?
oh, it's pretty generic. Let me go back in here into my REI Simple. It's pretty much kind of like, you know, hey, let me send you exactly what.
I'm gonna use what you have for those Santa Rosa lots. So I'm gonna send that out today.
Yeah. Let's see here. So here's one I said, like I said, it's pretty generic. You know, I said, hi, you wouldn't be interested in selling your lot and lot on, and it says property address in there because they actually post a property address
Uh-huh.
in whatever city. Would you? Thanks. So hi, you wouldn't be interested in selling your lot on 123 Main Street in Phoenix. Would you?
Okay.
And then sometimes I'll put serious buyer behind that or something like that, but it's pretty generic.
All right. I like that. I was thinking
But
about doing something like this, and I don't know if I should or not, but like, hey, I was doing some research at the county and saw you had a lot at blah, blah, blah. Would you be interested in selling? I mean, that's kind of generic too, right? But then they can kind of give, how many people will hit you back and go, hey, how'd you get my number? Anything like that come up much, or when you're trying to buy?
yeah, I wouldn't put that whole research on the county because that you can use that when they ask you like, hey, like how did you get my info and stuff like that, then you can use that
Okay. So use
because
that as a follow-up.
as a follow-up if they ask, because if you put all that information in there, they won't even respond. The fact that you're actually reaching out to them, they're gonna ask, they're always gonna be like, how did you get my info? And then I always go back, you know, I get that a lot more.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You know, oh, how did you get in contact with me? I always say, you know, I was just, you know, I was doing research to county records for, you know, owners who own lots, and then I just kind of change it into, you know, does a lot have access to water and sewer?
Uh-huh.
So, but again, I've had to, you guys got to you got to look the buyers first. I'm telling you, it's a waste of time because you're going to end up like canceling with the sellers, number one, but then it's
Right.
also, you're putting a lot of energy
Uh-huh.
into trying to reach out, trying to go ahead and pay and skip trace a list of lot that there's no buyers for in the area,
Right.
you know? And then once I ask the buyers, like I said, once I get the list of buyers and you know, so what I sent to the buyer, you guys want to know what I say to the buyers when I pull out a list of buyers? And
Yeah.
these are cash buyers, by the way, too. Well, I'm hoping they're cash buyers, but I always ask them if they're cash buyers or, you know, but this is what I say when I send a text blast out to the buyers. So this is what I say. I say, good morning. My name is Sandra. I'm an off-land specialist, off-market land specialist. I'm an off-market land specialist.
Like that. That's
Shit.
great.
Actually, you know what? Let me go continue reading this. This is actually what I had sent to the realtors. So let me continue with this.
Okay.
Um,
That's for
good
realtors, what you're
morning.
talking about?
Yeah, this is realtor. The one that I have for buyers are very similar also, but
Uh-huh.
this really grabs them. So this is realtors. My name is Sandra. I'm an off-market land specialist. I noticed that you were part of a land transaction on 123 Main Street in Phoenix. Is that client or any other of your client builders looking for any more vacant lots?
Gotcha.
Or yeah, you can say vacant lots or any more buildable lots. You know, buildable is a huge word, you know, obviously, so they want to know if they can, you know, build on it. Because
Uh-huh.
a vacant lot is just vacant, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
if
yeah,
you say
that makes
buildable
sense.
lot, yeah. And then I pretty much kind of say the same thing to, you know, the buyers, hey, my name is Sandra. This is what I do. This is what I say, actually. Okay. Hi, my name is Sandra. I'm a wholesaler in Phoenix, Arizona. I specialize in finding infill lots. Are you currently looking for any more lots?
So wait, say that again. You're a wholesaler in wherever, and what was that word that you used after that?
Yeah, I specialize in finding, you know what, you can actually say I specialize in finding off-market infill lots. Infill lots are like lots that are already like in a subdivision.
Okay,
They're not out in like the boony.
gotcha.
Infilled
Lots.
Yeah, infill lots. They
Yeah.
say for
Yeah,
example,
we were talking about that before. I didn't know what that meant.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's kind of like a lot. Let's say there are two houses.
Right.
Let's say house number 1, and then there's house number 3, and there's a
Okay.
vacant lot, which would have been house number 2.
Yeah. Okay.
So, right. So
Like in the center of nothing, in the center of two houses,
yeah,
basically. Okay.
yeah, exactly. Or it could be like
Oh,
other
cool.
houses around it. Yeah. So to a builder, that's great because that kind of already kind of says to them like, hey, if it's in between other houses, if it's already in a subdivision, there's a good chance that it's got access to water and sewer already. That's
Uh-huh,
public water
uh-huh.
and public sewer.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
that's a lot more desirable to them.
Okay. Are you doing stuff in Phoenix?
No, I'm just using Phoenix as an example.
Gotcha. Okay. So on your list of, so let's say you find the buyers, right?
Yeah.
Like how big a list are you trying to pull? Are you keeping it kind of small or like, does it kind of just depend on the area?
So I always, so I took, remember I sent you that filter, I picture of that filter of
Right,
that,
right.
so that's what I always pull for the lots.
Okay.
Specific to that, and you have to have residential in there. You can't just do vacant lot because that could be anything. That could be commercial, that could be swamp. You have to be specific that you're pulling up, not
Right.
just vacant lot, but residential.
Right.
Because
So on the one that I did, that Santa Rosa one, I did all those things except for the one thing that I didn't do, which was different just because I think it was because we're in a lot higher. It was like $50,000 assessed or something like that value that you had on
Wait,
there.
you said 1.5 or 5.0?
5.0.
Yeah,
So
that's
I did-
fine.
Yeah, no, I did a higher one because some of them are like, multiple hundreds of thousands of dollar lots too. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but
That's also specific to your area too, though. I mean,
Right,
California is
right.
a lot more expensive. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's another thing too.
okay.
You can take into consideration. But typically, apparently, that's the most they're willing to go up to is 50. And not even a lot of them aren't really willing to go up to 30 from what I'm hearing and from what I'm researching.
So they're
So-
willing to pay 30% of the assessed value? Is that kind of what you're saying, or?
No, I'm talking about just the bottom line of 30,000.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
So when I'm saying 50, I'm saying 50,000.
gotcha. Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, I'm saying 50,000 and stuff like that, but I'm saying a lot of them, the ones that I've come across, most of the offers that I'm making, it's under 30,
I see.
So,
yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah. So, but that filter right there, Mark, you have to be very specific to that. And you also have to be very specific to, because I saw some of the numbers in there where the square footage was coming up as 800. You gotta have the square footage at 4,000 because if
Yeah,
it's
that's what I
800
did. That's what I thought
Okay.
I did. I copied that same thing from before when we talked about it. So,
Yeah. I was gonna ask you to send me a picture of your filter you use for that because
Right. I wonder if I
yeah,
could, so
because
would
if it's
that
under
be,
4,000, they can't build on it.
hmm,
And that sometimes might differ, like where I am,
Yeah.
for example, the houses, they build them up. They're build them up, so they're 3 stories rather than wide.
uh-huh. Right.
know?
Yeah, they do that in Oregon too. They put them on these tiny little lots and they build like
Yeah,
duplexes that are top
Exactly,
bottom, you know?
exactly. So, but and I've been also researching like, kind of like, because like how large, like what we were just talking about, like right here, like they're saying like start with 4,000, but in some areas you might be able to do 3,000. So you got to kind of figure out your market.
Right.
If you can do 3,000, you can do 4,000, but then realize that you might be missing out on land, you know what I mean, and lots that are buildable that for between 3,000 and 4.
Uh, uh,
So I've been also calling around, calling the city and stuff like that, asking questions and stuff like that too. So I've been kind of immersing myself in that as well,
that's
but
a whole nother ball game together, huh? When you're
it's a
dealing with
whole,
that
yeah,
money and
oh
stuff.
my God, it's not only is a whole nother ball game, but it's like, even if it's like residential, it might be like like for example, like I'm learning that like, yes, it's residential, but residential 3 might be like, the zone that land is only zoned for, for for what, a duplex, right?
Right.
So you can only build a duplex on that, even though it's residential. So now if you're pulling that list if you're going to send that to your builders, they might not do duplexes. They might only specifically do single family homes.
Right.
So then that means you're gonna have to put the county into that as well. You know what I mean? Look on the county. So that's what I've been doing. I've been kind of immersing
Yeah, see,
myself
like
in that.
that's interesting. Like out here, it could be zone R3, right? Which
Uh-huh.
is three units, but you could still build just one house on it. You don't have to build 3.
And you
If you
could
don't-
do that in some, you could do that. You just have to, again, you have to just, know what it is that your city, allows for, because
Uh,
some city, for example, I heard that you could go ahead and do on if it's R3, if it's, a duplex. And another thing too is that you will also know too, if you're looking in that area and all you see is duplexes.
Yeah.
And you don't see single family.
Right.
That's kind of very specific, but again, like I said, I heard that you can still buy it, but you're gonna have to sit on that and try to get the city to give you an ordinance and try to change
Yeah.
out to an R1.
right.
So that might take time, and there goes your 30 days of trying to do business.
So I had read something recently about land buying, and they had, I can't remember where it was from. I think it was actually from Zach.
Mhm.
And they said that they won't even do it unless they can get 60 days. Like they won't even do an offer unless they can do 60. Are you having any troubles with that?
No, because I asked them, because these are some of the things. So when I'm talking about I vet my buyers,
Right.
I ask them 4 questions. I ask them, how are you getting your deals? Are you financing them, or are you cash deals? If they say they're financed, they can't be on the buyers list, right? Because there's finance, we need cash buyers.
Right.
And then I ask them, how fast can you close? I have to get that. How fast? Some of them will say, I can close in 21 days. And some of them will say, I can close as soon as title clears. Like that last deal that I closed, the guy was willing to close in like 7 days, but it was the lawyer that put him behind. So we were able to close in 21 days, so you have to ask them how they have, if they can't close in less than 30 days, they're not your buyer,
Right. Right.
and then I also asked them how many deals can they handle a month.
Uh-huh.
So I asked them those questions.
Gotcha.
So to try to vet them out.
Yeah. That sounds
Like I had one buyer who came back, and I have a lot, and he was like, he's interested, and he just did a house on that same street, and but he's been giving me the runaround. So I have to, go ahead and move on to, to somebody, to another buyer. And I told him, hey, okay, well, you have 24 hours to put 1,500 EMD into the attorney's office. He wanted to use his attorney. I was like, okay, cool. I called the attorney first, and I was like, do you guys do assignment contract? And he was like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. If you want to use your attorney, that's okay. But you're gonna have to, submit 1,500 earnest money into their attorney. And I sent him the contract. He didn't send the contract. So you get that too.
Yeah,
So-
so when you're doing that too, you're doing non-refundable, right?
Non-refundable, yeah, of course, it's non-refundable unless, I mean, the only way he can back out of that 1,500 is if title comes back clouded. Then, no, then he gets it back. But if he's just like, I changed my mind, you know, you can't, you know, you can't do that. So, and it's very specific in there also in the assignment of contract that I sent. You know,
Are you using that from Justin's thing, the assignment?
no, I'm using a different one.
Okay.
I'm using a different one where I don't actually have to submit to them my contract that I have with the seller, because that assignment of contract has the seller's name in it. It has the amount that I actually have under contract with the seller, so it has that in there. So you know what I mean? I mean, they already know what I'm getting it for. They just don't know how long I have. But I've been trying to get 60 days though. 60 days is not a big deal.
Okay, cool.
So
I like that. I like that.
and
Sweet.
if they push back, you can do, you know, 45 days. If it's off market, they're not really going to complain. That's the
Right,
thing
'cause it's
about
just
off
sitting
market.
there already. So you're not
It's just
dealing with
sitting
it.
there.
You're not really dealing with anything that is for sale then, right?
Oh, hell no. You got to stay away from that, because the thing about it is like, off, I mean, it's already out there. Why, if the seller is trying to sell it for 10,000 and you try to go ahead and upsell it for more than that, and it's on market, somebody else is just going to go and make that offer to seller for 10,000. You're trying to upsell it for 20.
Exactly. Good shit,
Yeah.
man. Good shit. I like it. You got a nice little niche going there, girl. You know?
I'm trying.
Hey Sandra,
Hi.
can you share your assignment contract that you use that's different?
I think I already did. I think I sent it. Didn't I? I think I did.
I don't know if you sent that one to me. Did you send that to me or you posted
I
it in
sent a bunch
the
of things
group?
to you, Corey.
Nuh-uh.
I think I sent a few documents to you. I'm sure that was one of them.
Let me make sure. You probably right, man. I'm trying to get my shit together.
I know last time you were like, I didn't get it. I'm like, Corey, I know I sent it. You were like, oh
yeah,
yeah.
it was in the spam. That's right. Yeah, let me make sure that I didn't fuck that up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's a nice little niche, you know. I mean, I'm still definitely doing my houses and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. You know, I'm still doing my lease options, you know, and all that. So, but it's a nice little break to go back and forth. And then, like I said, you know, it's not a lot of pushback and stuff like that, you know. And then the money that you're getting with this too, it could kind of help you when it comes to those conversations where when it comes to proof of funds, you know. So
okay.
but
Hey Mark, I got a quick question.
Yeah, for sure, dude. What you got?
Like yesterday, I spent a lot of time on these damn laws in Oklahoma. They're trying their best to, like, you know, outlaw wholesaling and shit.
Yeah, I think it actually already passed. So,
but see, I looked up something yesterday that it said it didn't pass yet or something. So I'm kind of confused on that.
I'm gonna give you a really good. See if I
it
can.
passed nationally, Mark, or is it just
No, just Oklahoma.
Oh, well, Corey, you gotta get the hell out of there then.
Pretty sure that it did pass recently. There was so hold on.
I seen something posted like May 5th saying that it passed, and then I seen something on June something else that like it hasn't passed. So I was like, man, what the hell? And I don't see any other updates on it.
I'm pretty sure that it did. So so I saw this really, really, really great video. Whoops. How do I do this? Okay. They did a really good video. I don't know if you guys, hold on a second. Share my screen. I love these guys. They're just freaking awesome. So I know you guys have seen this website before.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Mhm.
See if I can find it. They go through Oh, here it is, right here, this one. The NRA going to ban real estate. Okay. So if you guys get on the Flip with Rick videos, they go about this whole thing. Actually, Rick talks a lot about it's good stuff, like really good stuff. He talks a lot about getting licensed and stuff like that. He's like totally against getting licensed because he says he talks about these other wholesalers that are doing deals that excuse me, that are realtors, and that what happens is the board of realtors now can come in to your deal, whatever it is, and say, you'll have to do a review with them, and then they can fine you for however you did your deal because they don't like it. Okay? Not because it's not illegal or any of that stuff, but just because the board of realtors in your particular area, and it could be the NAR too, that they don't like it. You have to go in front of them. So he's all the worst case scenario right now. If I just don't have my license, is that somebody complains to the state or whatever, and if they ever, there's really nothing that you can do. So, but anyway, this is a very very informative video. Like, it's really good, and I don't want to talk crap about anybody in particular, but there's a lot of these sort of scare tactics things that are going on with some of these other people who are pushing the same thing that, hey, it actually, I mean, there is a possibility eventually someday it could go to all this, but right now, really the only two states that are really doing anything are Oklahoma and Illinois. So in Illinois, if you do get your license, then you can do deals. And then I'm not quite sure what the Oklahoma thing is, but I'm pretty sure they talk about that, the Oklahoma thing in that video too, that it's passed, or it might have been the Jerry Norton thing, but a lot of the stuff that they're trying to push, some of these other like guru guys are trying to push, is their funding program, right?
Right.
Because they want you to do a double close, and that may be the way of the future, but I think it's going to be a way of the future. This is just my personal opinion. I don't have any other. This stuff's been going on forever,
Right.
Since
Okay.
I've been in the business since 2003, on and off. This kind of stuff goes on and on and on forever. And I mean, if they haven't freaking done it in California yet, okay, like California is the freaking most litigious state anywhere. I think you're going to be okay. But the whole idea is like, you either get licensed in those areas, okay, which brings up a whole other big issue, or you go someplace else where it's not trouble. So,
Right.
the Oklahoma one was pretty, I can't remember if it was the Oklahoma one. It's pretty hardcore, deep. Like, you can't do anything. So I don't know 100% for sure if it's law yet, but let's just do a quick little search here. Let's see.
Yeah, if you can find something different than I found, because when I was looking at it, I seen a situation where a guy kind of was like, yeah, it could be law here in a second because it's like on the table, but he was saying something like, it's really kind of on the advertising side, like he was saying, like, you could still wholesale shit because they can't like ban assignment contracts, because assignment contracts are used in other type of businesses and stuff.
So here's what I've kind of learned about it, is that so basically assignments are contract law. Okay, so you're allowed to do assignments as far as contract law, and I am not an attorney. Don't take this from, I just have to say that stuff because this is just what I've learned from my research. So what the realtors are trying to do is they're trying to say that if you have an intent to not actually buy the property and just do assignments, then that gets into the whole business practice, that's your business practice. Okay. So if your business practice is to just assign deals and not close on them, then that's where the realtors are getting all pissed off, you know? So, so like in Illinois, you can do one wholesale deal, you know, but if you do more than one, you can get fined like $25,000. So, and there's some stuff in Arkansas too that I read about, which very confusing. But I think probably the biggest and most important thing to do is like disclose. Hey, I am, when you're talking to them, it's like, hey, yeah, you know, I work with a group of investors, you know, either me or one of my other investors are gonna close on it, kind of thing, you know?
Right.
So I may just assign it, and then in the contract, it's gonna say that you can assign it and so on and so forth. But I do think that realistically, what it really comes down to is like, why mess around in those states that are trying to do all that stuff, or find out what the niche is to be able to get in there? Because I know that the realtors that are doing deals in Illinois are like kicking ass, you know? So, but there's definitely, but watch that Rick Flip with Rick video, like go to the, just go to the, it's kind of long, but it's worth, you know, I mean, we need to be like educating ourselves on a daily basis in our business anyway, you know?
Right.
So, and I mean, I believe in those guys because they're putting out all this content for free, right? They're not looking to, they're not looking to make any money off of or sell, you know, so I mean, like Jerry Norton's funding thing where he funds your deals, it's cost you $1,000 to get in, just to get in. And then I think they take like, I don't know, like a percentage of whatever the deal is, you know, and they have the total absolute, you know, right to say no to the deal too. So you're kind of really at their mercy in a way. So I haven't used
Wait,
it. I don't
Mark,
know it.
you have to pay $1,000 to get in, and they can still reject the deal. So
That's shitty.
So
That's
Nick
shitty.
did it. Nick has done it, and I don't know if he's used it or not, but he did sign up for it. So you know, it'd be interesting to kind of see what's happened with that too. But there's a lot of other funders out there too that do that. Like I use I don't know what it is. I can't remember the name of it. Connor uses it mostly. Like it's another what do they call that? Something funding. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know why I can't remember.
Private funding or
No, it's not private. It's like why can't I think of it?
Transactional.
Transactional funding.
transactional funding.
So I use another transactional funding thing, and I have you can basically, it costs $1, and then they give you a proof of funds letter, you know, but it's a transactional funding company. So for example, I had a deal that I was trying to work on in Mendocino County, and the guy was an actual hard money lender, and I used the transactional funding proof of funds, and he said, no, we can't take that, you know, we're not going to do that. If you have money in your account, you know, that shows that you have the money, you can do it. But, you know, for the most part, you can use it with realtors. They may not take it either. But I've used it before with realtors and it worked. And then you could also use it with, you know, regular buyers too, and they'll still do the deal. They charge, that particular company charges like, I don't remember what the numbers are, but that's one of the other things that'll probably happen down the line whenever it gets to this 10, 12, however many years it takes for it to be a nationwide thing or whatever, is that what that's going to probably do is it'll bring out more of the transactional funders, and then they're going to be competing for everybody's money, right? So it'll be cheaper to do it. At least that's kind of my idea. So you'll have, it's basically what it's going to do is create more opportunity down the line. But by the time all that stuff happens, everything's going to be kind of like in a blockchain thing too, eventually, I think. Which is a whole nother freaking realm that we don't even want to look into right now. But, eventually real estate transactions will probably just be blockchain, and you don't have to go through this whole title thing anymore. And title companies and insurance companies and all that stuff will be obsolete, I think at some point. But, and like I said, that's just a whole nother thing too. If you want to learn, you want to spend a bunch of time learning about a bunch of crazy stuff. That's kind of where it's at. But like what I think, Corey, realistically, I mean, yeah, keep going if you want to keep going in the state till it actually really, until you're 100% sure, or just don't stress on it. And, like I said, go to North Carolina or go to, any of these other places where people aren't going to say fuck you and like they say.
Man. Yeah, I've been getting the blues in Oklahoma right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of.
You can always go back to Corey. You can always go back to Oklahoma. But if we're already dealing with enough no's as it is with other states much more. Why would you set yourself up for that?
Exactly. I was just trying to take, people's, like, say, Claude's, people's advice, like, hey, deal with your own backyard until you kind of can get a grasp of what's going on. I never had a deal ever. So it's like, man, I don't even know a lot of places in other states, but I hear Mark was saying, do the whole damn state. Yeah, I tried to scrape the whole Zillow state of North Carolina yesterday, and the damn thing stayed spinning all damn day. So I was like, what the hell is going on?
Well, you know what? I think I kind of decided too. I was going over this with the guys this morning on my my ARIA reply thing. Is like I kind of got it figured out too, which I want to show you. We can do this off the call, but on the so like this is can you see this? So I finally got it set up to where I can do it the way I want to do it. So like on the reply, so replied is just when somebody replies, right? So but look at, I got 309 leads, right? Because I sent out like 500 texts over probably a week and a half time. So what I want to do is I want to shorten this down. And so I did this one. So this one has 309 leads. I got to go through all these freaking leads. These are just people that replied. And then I can go and put them in the A, B, and C lead like Justin's talking about, which I think is brilliant. So but I did this one in Oregon. I just want to show you how this one turned out.
So you had to like filter all your text messages through those pipelines after you've already sent out the text?
Yeah, so the pipeline, so just show you how it's set up. So the pipeline, what happens is somebody replies to a text, right? So like, for example, here, I can just open this up and I can see what the reply is.
Right.
So this one, they called me, but they didn't reply, So I would go back here and, I can turn it into, I can call them right now, or I can move it to one of the other places, right?
Okay.
See, I only have 114 leads right here. So it's like, that's like manageable, leads, that's going to take me like days to go through that crap. So my point is like maybe sending out a smaller batch of text. Now, Justin sends out 2,500 a week, but he has somebody that can go through them and call them all, and
right.
Looking at the yeses. So like, for example, if I come down here and I, what's your questions? What do you have? Okay. So that's like a good one to call. So I can go back here, like I can either call them right then, or I could just, put that as a lead to call right away. Right. Like
right. Okay.
I would probably call it right away and then turn it to wherever I want it to go after that.
Okay.
So this is just, I figured this all out like yesterday, so it makes it a little bit easier, but it's still, so anyway, my
Yeah.
point more than anything else is like, okay, so when you do your scrapes, and this is what Justin does too on his scrapes. So he'll do, let's just say you do North Carolina.
Mhm.
You do, let's just do it real quick. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Let me show you. I mean, it doesn't take any time to do it, so.
You on the
Hey, Mark,
automatic?
how long do you think it takes to call that list of 300?
Well, it's gonna take me a long time, probably,
5 hours?
no, more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go through 100 a day pretty easy. But the part of it is, well,
How quick do you get through 100?
well, see, my goal is to talk to 5 sellers per day
Okay.
or
Mhm.
more. So I'll go through, I'll just go and start calling, but that's my point is that, and see, so my text is kind of general too. So it says, hey, I saw your house on Zillow at blah, blah, blah. Are you flexible in price or terms? I have down payment, or I have a down payment, right?
Mhm.
So I'm going to get probably a lot more replies, people who say, yeah, I'm flexible in price, but they only want to drop it down $2,000, So, okay, so here's what I did. I went North Carolina.
You on Zillow scraping?
Can you guys see this? Can you guys see my
Not
screen?
yet.
No, we're looking at you.
Oh, you're looking at me. Okay, Mateo, what's up? So, automated.
What's up? How are you doing, guys?
Good. We miss
Good, Mateo.
you.
Hey, what's
So,
up?
Owner, North Carolina, USA. You got to move the clock up, right? A little bit, an hour. Okay,
Right.
so then I go to filters. Okay, and then I go homes. Then I'll go minimum price 100. I mean, you can do less. So these would be like kind of like 85, say. These would probably be like wholesale type deals. So 85 to 150, say.
Okay.
Okay. So, and this is really important right here. You always want to do 2 bedrooms. I like to do 2 bedrooms. Okay. So that way you don't get any land. If you don't do that right there, you're going to get a bunch of land.
Okay. That's what I'll be getting to.
Yeah. So because if you do the whole state, like if you don't break it down into smaller pieces, then you're going to get like a bunch of, so you do like 3 scapes. So let's just say you're going from 85 to 150, then you go from 150 to 250, then 250 to 350 or 375 or whatever, right?
Okay.
So you set it up into 3 separate deals. So now when you go and you do your campaigns, they're more manageable. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Does it still
Not
cap
like-
out at 500 for the state?
What's that?
Does it still cap out at 500 for the state?
600 for the
600.
state.
Okay.
So you can get 600, leads or whatever. But if you're sending out, so I made a mistake on my thing. I had a Kentucky one. I had 500. I think I was telling you this. I have 500, leads or whatever, or list, 500
Mhm.
lists. I messed up on the REI reply, didn't set it up to do the drip mode and the however many per day. And it sent
Mhm.
out 540 all at once,
Right.
I mean, shit. It was like, I had to like delete it because I wasn't ever going to be able to keep up with it. you know?
Right. Everybody was coming at one time. Man, I had a problem like this morning with my REI reply where I had a list prior that's, it's like a big 1,500 list of state of Oklahoma. And I was just doing like 100 at a time. But I only was putting in like the address and the phone number. And it went into my contacts. But today when I did that, it kept saying no items found for selected filters. And I was like, that's crazy. I gave you the name. I mean, not the name, but the number and the address. And it's not pulling up anything no more on my contacts when I upload them.
Right.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
damn.
sometimes, I don't know, sometimes automated REI is, a little finicky with things,
It just was
so, like,
weird because it took it one time already. I already ran that campaign the same way. I was just on the next 200.
so did you just see that? It just said that it was unable to hold the data right now.
Yeah, I had that problem all last night and this morning with this. That's why I'm like, damn, my list is getting shitty because I can't pull my stuff up.
Right. So yeah, you get, sometimes you have to do it at a different time of day, and and then maybe fiddle around a little bit with your filters,
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. But and then I think it's good. I know Justin's talked about this before too, is that you got to have more than one source.
Right.
Something goes down, I mean, they do a pretty good job of trying to keep it all up, but stuff like that happens, so I just did that pretty simple search, and it came up with no data, right? So
yeah, that's what mine just did.
yeah, I could do it again. That might just be an issue with the program right now. So
yeah, I think it is because I ran another state and stuff, and it did me the same way this morning. So
well, listen, dude, I have some leads I want to give. I want to talk to you after the thing, because I have a thing you can blast out, and I want to talk to you a little bit about our reply too, and show you how I set that up. So
okay, cool.
And if you want to text them out, then we can partner up on them. So
cool. Let's do it.
Yeah, it'll be super easy. All right. Anybody else got anything else? Alan's been hiding out. He must have the little one today.
Yeah, I'm on toddler duty, man.
That's right. That's right. Somebody got to do it.
Yeah. So, hey, there he is.
Alan, he's so cute. Show him again.
Hello.
So cute.
All right, we got a special guest. It looks like who just showed up. Let's see if he'll unmute himself and show his face.
Hey, Mark, how was your success in Kentucky? Did you have good response from the people you talked to?
Yeah, I did. There's some good stuff there for sure. It's a lot of rural areas. I'm kind of thinking more, really trying to. I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about a lot of things actually, but thinking about really trying to just dial my markets down a little bit tighter. I don't know. I'm constantly evolving, but yeah, Kentucky's good. I mean, I love Kentucky, Arkansas. I mean, these are all, North Carolina. I got a lot of good ones from North Carolina before. They have some funky lease option laws, but what else? I really like Louisiana, but that's just because I know the state really well. I know the area, I know New Orleans and that whole area. So it's like, and I like New Orleans, or like Louisiana people too. So, it's kind of hard though, because it's a non-disclosure state. So there's just a couple different areas that you can, a couple different things. Like, I don't know, you want to keep it simple, That's the thing, man. I'm just like, gosh, and so easy to not keep it simple,
Yeah.
So, but I like Sandra's idea too of having, hey, well, maybe 1 month or maybe 1 week out of the month, I do lots instead, because I like the lot thing, like just as my personal opinion. I like the whole idea of lots because there's no emotion with the lots,
Right.
When you have a house, there's like so much freaking emotion, it's like, lots are like notes. They're like just paper basically, you know? So, I mean, nobody's gonna get all stressed out because, you know, there's you know, uh,
You come across flippers too. That's the thing. You know, you come across flippers too when you're doing the lots.
'Cause
yeah,
you-
exactly. And it's like, it's just straightforward, you know, it's like, it really
Yeah.
is straightforward.
Mhm.
So you don't have that, like, there is just, I mean, you know, so us as investors, you know, we deal with houses every day. We don't get too emotional about anything. I mean, sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. We know it's a freaking roller coaster ride, but you know, if it's somebody that just has one house and that's their only asset, you know, there's a lot of emotion that goes on with that. So you can come up with a simple offer, and there could be all kinds of things tied to that. That doesn't happen with lots, you know, it's just, this is the size of the lot. This is the zoning of the lot. This is how much the lot is. This is how much I'm selling it for. Boom, that's pretty much it, right? Is there anything else that goes on besides that? Sandra? Not really, right?
Not really. The only thing that I've come across and is you know, I had asked for the attorney to give the buyer, I'm sorry, the seller, a seller only HUD. You know what I mean? Where she didn't have to see, you know, who, that I was passing it on to somebody else. And they were like, they don't do that in no law firm, you know? So she was able to see that, you know what I mean? That was making, you know, like 11 grand on it, on somebody else. But, you know, kind of the way I just kind of say to her is, you know, when I called them, we're going to closing, I'm like, you know, me and my funding partners, we're ready to close. So kind of just, you know, just kind of preface that. So if she's exposed later on, be like, well, that's one of my funding partners. You know, we have multiple entities that we work with, and that's just one of it, you know? So, but no, otherwise, that's really it. The only thing, like I said, I've been getting a lot of them under contract, but I've had to throw them back. But that's because I need to vet my buyers a lot more. Like I was saying, like, you know,
I think that's awesome. So that
You have-
really, because
you have to
everybody,
ask
you
them.
know, it's like one of those things, somebody says yes, you're like, all right, sweet, you know, but then you
Yeah.
go through, you know, I mean.
But the builders are very, Mark, they can say, yes, I'm in that town, but listen, some of them are like, I'm not in that side of the town. So I'm like, oh God, you didn't tell me that, but I didn't ask them that. So some of them are very specific where I'm only in this, yes, I'm in that town, but I'm only in this subdivision. So even if you send them something in another subdivision, which fits their criteria, and that's another thing too. I asked them, hey, what's your buying criteria? If they say it has to be under 20 grand, that I know not to send them anything that's over 25.
Right.
You know, so even if I send them something that's 10 grand and it's in the town, they're not going to touch it because it's not in the subdivision that they are in.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Hey, Sandra.
What else
Sandra,
you
do you ever market, you know, contractors?
Well, contractors are builders.
Right.
So
yeah,
So
she's definitely.
is that who you're
a
going
DevOps.
after? Is the builders or just cash buyers?
well, you know what it is. When I pull up the list in PropStream, you know, they're cash buyers, but I don't know if they're contractors. You never know what they do. You ask them these questions. You ask them, hey, are you a builder? Because you want to know if this is just a one-off, because that might be just like somebody may have bought a lot in cash, but that's because they want to go ahead and find a builder that builds a custom home for them.
Right.
That
Yeah, I
doesn't
just pulled
necessarily
up in Yellow Pages. I just pulled up contractors, and there's, you know, just pages of them. So
yeah, but
that
some of
might
those
be-
they could be Yellow Pages, but they don't exist anymore, though. That's another thing too. You gotta
Yellow Pages, what the hell is that?
Who got
I
that
know.
still?
Because when I pulled them up in
there's
PropStream,
hundreds of them.
yeah, I know, right, Ellen? When I pull them up in PropStream, I'm pulling up people who have been active for a certain period. I mean, you know, so some of the contractors that I saw on Google, because I decided to do that too. I looked up contractors in an area, and they've been out of business for like 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Hey, I got to kick off. So I got all kinds of great things I need to deal with today. So hey, thank you guys, man. You guys are my freaking you guys get me through a lot of stuff. I freaking love you all so much. So
Man, feelings
Corey,
mutual.
I'll connect with you a little bit later, like in about a half hour, okay?
Hey, that's cool,
Welcome
bro. I'll
home.
be here.
All right. Sounds good.
Appreciate
What's
it.
that? What's
Welcome
that, Ed?
home. Looks like you're
He
back.
said,
Looks like
welcome
you're
home.
back at the
Yeah,
your
we'll
house.
see. So maybe off to a new adventure here pretty quick. So anyway,
Okay. All the
it's
best.
all an adventure. That's all I want is I just want an adventure. So I just got
That's right.
I just got a call from an old friend of mine. He wants me to go down to Todos Santos and help him build houses down there in Mexico.
No
So
shit.
I said, hey,
Wow.
as long as there's an internet connection and I can keep doing my business, I'm in. So,
Yeah.
see.
Shit, yeah.
Wow.
Supposed
How
to be
long would you go for?
well, my goal anyway was to go to Mexico, either La Cruz, which is near Puerto Vallarta, or there for like probably 3 months. I'm thinking in
Right.
late October, November, December. I don't know. It kind of depends. At least a couple months. So
No shit. Building houses. That's cool, man.
yeah. He's got a couple places down there all set up, and he's an old. I used to worked with his dad for like 20 years, and then I seen him grow up, and he's smart young kid, and just he's thinking about, because he lives here where I live, and it's like a crazy, super expensive place, and he's like, I have all this stuff, I can get rid of it, I could go live down there and have just like this great life, and so he's in turmoil right now, and I'm all, well, let's just go down there together and check it out and see what we could do. So which would be, and it's the wild west in Baja for sure. So kind of no rules, which is kind of what I like. I kind of like
Just the
the
way
no
Mark
rules.
like it. That's what I was
Yeah.
going to say. That's what I was.
That's where I'm going at the end of the month. We're slipping below the border, right there by
Yeah.
San Antonio del Mar.
Oh, cool.
Which is like,
Cool.
yeah. So
Yeah,
he
just
bought
get
a
through-
house there. He's
just
got an Airbnb. My
Get
buddy,
through
doing well.
freaking Tijuana, dude. That's all you got to do. Get through Tijuana.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tijuana is like pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
So, we used to go there back in the day. My best friends went to school at San Diego State. We would go down there to Tijuana, and we would like go to these bars, and it was like
Buy some weed.
crazy, huh?
Buy some weed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, amongst many other things, Mateo.
I know.
A lot of stuff.
I mean, buying Mexican weed in Tijuana was kind of low on the priority list there. So
Yeah, I guess.
All right, I gotta go before I say something that's gonna really hurt me.
Yeah. Keep the censorship.
Yeah. Hey, I love you all. Thanks
Okay.
so much for being on today. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Hey, appreciate you guys.